Hello, this is kind of an NC based video. This was something I came across this morning when I was working on this project. I had issues with exploded connections and markings on the column. So what I had was I had columns done this way and then I ended up exploding them. So the problem I was having was this should be numbered. Yeah, this is numbered. So these two plates have different numbers. So if I go to make a DXF of this file and I just click DXF, and let's say I'll do the other one as well. So I should have just did two of them. So let's do the DXF and then let's open the DXF. So let's go in NC file and we want to open a DXF and we open the first one. I can see for one, the numbering is not in the right place and I don't have any markings for my column, so that's a problem. And I also don't have the name of the column. So what we can do is we can close this, and no, I don't want to save it. So the problem I was having was, for one, let's move the writing. So let's go into our management tools and defaults and NC data and scroll down here and see the position. This is the position here, the X and the Y. So if I'm going to change this to 1/8 and I'll change this to 1/8 also. So it should be 1/8. The start of the write should be 1/8 in and 1/8 up. So apply that, go back here, set that again, go back into the NC folder and let's delete these files. And we'll do it a step at a time just so we can see. And now we're going to go back in here, go to output, DXF, and now we're going to open that DXF again. So it's the new one. We'll open it and we can see that that text has moved down to where we want it to be, or at least where I want it to be. So, but we're still not, we don't have the scribing coming in. So I don't want to save that. So let's do the same thing. So now if we go back into the management tools, we can see that I have attached pieces contour place in NC. So I have the powder line turn on. And there's also another tick box here. I'm trying to find it. Maybe it's in general, is it? There's another tick box for whether you want it to be a partial line or a full line. Scribe. It's in there somewhere anyway. There it is. Scribe showing only partial line. So that's what I have it set to. So I just want it to be a partial line, so that's fine. So now that's set to on, but the reason it's not coming in with the scribe is because if you go into the NC settings, Robert was kind enough to help me with this morning. I was stuck with this and I'd forgotten. This has to be set to main part. Okay. So let's go back into the folder and let's delete these two and let's output these two again now. So hopefully this will be different. Output, yeah, sorry, DXF, and now start open, and I'll open this one. And now we can see that it has got the beam name and it has got the scribing for the column also on it. So that's what I want. Now, if I open the other one, start open. You can see same thing, right? So that's good. Now I never changed the model roll of these to columns, so that's why they're coming in as B2, so we'll just pretend they're beams. So they also have the marks. So now the other thing I want to do is we can do scribing on these. or punch marks. So what happens is if I do piece detail, so if I do the 2 piece details for this, so select these 2, and let's put them on drawings. Oh, sorry, I picked assemblies by accident. So I'll put these 2 on drawings. If I open the first one, that is not what I wanted to do. Show part detail. I can see there's my part detail, right? It's a little too big, so let's just bring it back down a little bit. So we can see we have the part detail, and that's fine, and it's the right size and everything, but there's no markings on it. Now, if they're going to put the markings on with the machine, they don't really need them, but they might want to check them. So we don't have any marks here, so in order to get marks on here, we could do it 2 ways. So let's open this other one as well. I exploded to solids, sorry. Undo, the most used button in Advanced Steel. And you know, I should have this also set up better for this to reduce the size of this, so that's something I have to do automatically. I need to set that up. So right, we have our 2 base plates there. So now let's go back to our model. So there's 2 ways we can do this. We can go into this, and Philip Bonneau has a good video on this, but it's a little short. It doesn't really go into much detail. So if I go to holes and go to punch mark, and I can put punch mark on the base plate. You can also do the flange center if you want, but don't need that, right? So I'm just going to go with the 4 corner marks. Okay. And then on this one, I'm going to do it differently. I'll put them in manually, and you'll see the difference. I can put in a punch mark on this plate, on this corner. Now, it's come out on the wrong side, which I have difficulties with a little bit, but you just have to change the side. Now, the same thing will happen the next time, so what I just do is I just select this one, and I'll just copy it from this corner, and this appears to work for me. And just copy your punch mark around onto the plate. Now, you might also want to put one on the center of the column, right? So you can do that if you want. I'll do that because it just kind of makes sense, right? See, and it's I clicked on the middle, and it still moved it up to the top of the plate, so that's good. So now what we'll do is let's update this plate first. So the second one. Now I have the drawing style set up already to come in with these punch symbols. You don't really need them if you don't want them. Now you can see this X is quite small, right? So that's the manual one that I just put in. And now if I go to the other drawing and labels and update, you can see that that's a larger X. So I would recommend a larger one. Now, I'm sure there's a way to set this up to automatically come in, or I at least hope there is. I should be able to set up my dimension and style to come in with these dimensions. So hopefully that's the case, and I got to set that up. So I changed that dimension style, not sure what I was doing there. So like that. So now you're going to have the dimensions to those punch marks and do the same thing here. Now I had quite a few plates in this job. I had to do it manually, so that's my next step, is to set up the dimension and strategy to bring this in, hopefully. So I hope that helps. One other thing is let's output these again and see if there's any difference. Sorry, open up my emails. So let's delete these 2. And just remember, we just had lines on the corners, right? Actually, I didn't open this one. Well, let me open them now and we'll see the difference. So let's select the 2 of these, and let's go back to output, DXF, and start, open, and we'll go back to the same one, which we've been opening all the time. Or let's see, we'll open the 2 of them. So you can see now that it also has this extra circle. So that's the punch mark, and this is the powder line. So You don't need both, is the only thing, but you need to put in the punch mark, as far as I know, or as far as I'm told, in order to get it on the drawing. So I don't know if they're going to want another piercing with the machine. So with this one, I guess you could turn off the powder line and then just have the punch marks and the B1 in the middle. So, and let's have a look at the other one. The other one is the same. It's got the corner marks and the punch marks. So, hey, you know what? Now that I'm doing it, I'm just going to do another one, and I'm going to run another test. And what I'm going to do is go back into the management tools, and let's hit the management tools up for the scribing again, and let's do the powder line. So let's come in here, attach pieces, contour, place, and see. It can do punch mark. We already have the punch mark, so if I do punch mark, let's see if that's going to be any different. And don't forget to update it in here. And then, did I delete them? I did not delete them, so delete them and come back into your model and select your two parts. Now I still need to put the punch marks here in order to get them on the drawing. From what I know, certainly I could be wrong. Output DXF and start, open, and open, and let's see what we got now. No, we still have the mark. I still have the powder line. So I guess I did something wrong along the way. Did I update my preferences there? Let me just check it. Nobody's probably watching this long anyway, so I'm only wasting my own time. Back to NC, and I have it set to punch mark. Oh, you know what I did wrong? I didn't do the other one, right? I didn't do the scribe, SCR. NC scribing showing only partial line. No, I guess that's going to do a full line. If I do that, it's not going to. Yeah. There might be another setting in there for the scribing, because maybe I don't want all the scribing. Maybe we just want a punch mark. I mean, just put a little mark on each corner. But well, I guess the punch mark is a different thing, and it's not going to register on the for the NC file. Sorry, it's just showing it, but I'm sure it's not going to mark it. Or I guess I'm not sure. I'm guessing it won't mark it. Depends, because they probably don't have that layer turned on their machine. So let's just see what we got now. Let's update. Let's go back to test column. Output DXF. Start, open. Yeah, so it gives you the full outline then. So that's obviously a lot. The machine's not going to want to do that. So that's basically all your kind of options, I think. Look, there is a way of turning that off. Let's have another quick look while I'm here, because I got to go back in anyway to change that back to a partial line. Management tools, defaults. Punch mark. Punch mark, create BO blocks. So let's go back in and we'll get our scribing line anyway. So I just want that to be partial. Okay. General, turn on off the scribing line. So let's do that one. And let's go back in here. Not that one, this one here. And let's just see. So this will give you all the options if you just want punch marks, you want the scribing lines, all those things. Just remember they're all controlled inside your output. So your NC files here based on main part is what you need to have that set to, and otherwise it won't work. Thanks for that, Robert. Output to DXF, start, open, and let's pick the two of these again. And did I forget to update my... I did, I think. Oh my, this happens quite a lot. So test column back here, let's go back in, make sure we did them right. I keep closing it. I have a habit of doing that. When I shouldn't close it, I should just minimize it. So partial line is good, and I turned off the scribing line. Let's minimize it. Hopefully it'll be right this time. There you go. So the punch marks are just there. So I guess it's up to them if they want to bring that layer in. That is on the scribe layer also. So it will mark those. So it's up to you if you just want the punch marks on the corner or if you want the powder lines. I guess this is a good way to understand what you're doing. The video went a little long, but I do think it's an important subject. So hopefully somebody will find it useful. Excuse me. Alright, take care. Like and subscribe or comment, whatever. If you have any feedback, it's good. Alright, thank you. Bye-bye.